Welcome to the story of a handsome elf that starts here in this chamber of a group of mind flayers. We can see him walking in. He flies up to Lazelle, who we have seen before in another card. He opens this weird contraption that we will see a bit more of later. He takes out a leech, puts it on Lazelle, and ugh, gross. He then gives us one as well. We then go on to make our character. We choose this because there's no other option. Half elf because they have charisma. Then we choose some makeup because our elf does have to be fancy. He likes to make friends so that we can meet all the characters. A rogue because we wanted some combat ability and preferably with swords because I like that. And then he's a dum-dum, and so we will put away some wisdom in favor for some more charisma. And we continue with our intro where we see our friend now on the ground. Our ship is moving away, but we can see that we are chased by 3 dragons that should be on our side but aren't, because they more would like to kill the mind flayers and really save Lazelle or anyone else in there because they think they can't be saved. They rip open our ship and then put some fire in it. You can see here it's burning and we awaken for the first time, sort of. We see Lazelle falling out, but we are barely awake. She looks at us and she's like, I don't have time, I need to save the ship. And stumbles away very slowly through the smoke and stuff. She's weakened. She looks out over the lands and sees that we're kind of doomed. We see the number 3 here as well, showing us that this is indeed Baldur's Gate 3. And then imps come in, and these are no threat at all. Imps are inconsequential. We wake up for the first time, a little bit of a spoiler, but we look around, check out some stuff, and then we see a dude with his brain out. But the brain is actually another creature that likes to talk to us and wants us to save them. And I guess as I wanted to be friends with anyone, I let our handsome elf boy check and see what's up with the brain. We see it and they ask us to help them, so I guess we try to speak with them a little bit. Think you're past the point of saving, tell me what to do. And of course first we check out their emotions. And then actually say that they're past the point of saving. They ask us to remove them. And here you can see our actual skills, because yeah, we should be pretty okay at this. Well, this is intelligence actually, so we're not too good at it, but we roll well. So we're pretty lucky to get 16. And we see some stuff, we note something about it. And yeah, seems like we're going the right way, so I attempt to contract it, and we have advantage, which is situational, but other than that, our wisdom, which we put away some of, should stop us a bit, but we're pretty good, and we roll a natural 20. Doesn't really help us at all, but it's our first 20 here. We see we're very adept at the medical procedures, as you could see there. We see an opportunity, and we could cripple the creature to make it more subservient when it wants to attack us. So I guess dexterity, we should be pretty good at that, right? But we fail to actually put our thumb in the brain. That's actually all we want to do. See, we fail. How can we fail that? Well, seems like we're not really that good. And the effect, the guy comes to life, right about get some legs as well. Took him some time. And then a moment later we failed to run away and the guy kills us. But we move on knowing now that we are weak. A weak boy. A weak handsome boy. We meet our friend again, or at least, well, we've seen her once and she's the only actual person that we've seen that's alive and kicking. We get some tingles already and we note that we see dragons and stuff and hate from her mostly. And she seems enraged by it as well, but she notices that we should both be thralls to the mind flayers, and so she dislikes us even more now. But she knows that we're not yet turned fully. So we look on, we know that we should help each other, which is actually a pretty reasonable thing to say. But we should also note that she is brainwashed and that we are all saying these kinds of things because we are brainwashed. So we move on, get some friends for the first time, and then we have to slay the imps, is what she says. It's not really our goal, but then we find another lady, but it seems like Lizelle doesn't like her too much and doesn't really want us to save this one, even though, well, like she said, we need all the help we can get. We keep looking, and Lizelle keeps getting angrier and angrier, but she doesn't go on herself, which is a bit weird. She could go. But yeah, we look around, see what we might do, and then we get attacked. And now we see the use of our friend, because apparently we're a bit afraid. I think that's the thing that's happening. And we can't really fight on our own. So we walk away, but of course we get instantly well, downed, as it says here. So Lizelle has to fix our stuff for us this first time. So what we do is we take our shot that can stop some of the movement of this brain. We do it and we stop their movement. So that's a big thing, because now Lizelle can actually run away. And they have to dash, which means that they can't attack right away. We now have learned that we can't run away without being hit either, so we just hit them and hit them again. Then they're dazed, so we can enter. Then we get hit, but we're not fully downed yet, so we can hit them again. And we're safe this time. See, we needed a friend, because yeah, apparently we're not very useful as a rogue without a rogue weapon. We move on and we try to find a solution to save the girl, so we find a key up above and some health potions and stuff, and we can use it on this random chest and find a rune, mostly the important part here. So we move on to the machine that the girl is in, and we can put the gem in there, which we do because apparently our boy tries everything and touches everything, which is a dangerous thing to do and you should never do. So our friend steps and falls out, and this is a recurring theme in this game, people fall a lot. So she thanks us and also says that we should join each other. And then we go our ways. We move on. We find some imps at the helm that we apparently wanted to go towards very badly. And we kill those imps, and apparently it's a bit weird, but we're on the side of the mind flayer that we see there. And the big demon is more like our enemy. We shoot them a bit, but well, it's hard to hit them actually. So we skip that. It's not really something that we can help with a lot. Then we move on. We try to save the ship. He just lets us go and just focus on the mind flayer, luckily. We hit some more imps and then we go on and we have... So yeah, we find this. Apparently we know how this works, and that's because we have a part of the memories of the other mind flayers. So we put them together, we look up, and what we see is a dragon that again spits fire, but we're pretty resistant, it seems, to fire at this point. The dragon clips through the ship, it goes up, and we fall down because of gravity, but then we fall back because we transported somewhere, and we try to get the transporter tentacle. We hit it, and then we flash forward to a brick hitting us in the face, and we fall down all the way to the ground. But a mysterious force almost saved us. And we hang there for a bit, being beautiful, and then fall anyways. So we're still hurt a little bit. And then we fall again. For no reason. Then we wake up and we find our newest friend again. We say once more that we should go together. I think they always give us an option to make party members and choose not to have a party member. She tells us that we need each other. And then we find another friend that is at the moment being saved by 3 farmers from around. So the new guy is already trying to form a new group of people. We look at them for a very long time. And he thinks his daughter is under the wreckage, but it's actually a mind flayer. So yeah, we don't know, but we learn later that mind flayers could be actually pretty okay people. But we don't know this at this point, so we get attacked by them, and I get an instinctual reaction to end it for him rather than being ended ourselves. So he says that he tries to control us, and he kind of manages as well, because we are not really lucky with any rolls up to this point, which we don't need. Of course, we try to focus our minds, and our new friend actually has some wisdom as well, but she rolls really badly as well. So yeah, we get a little bit mind attacked here. Maybe it's of effect later, but right now it doesn't matter too much, and we get to move in and shoot the guy, and the whole battle is over. And move to an epic confrontation later on when we move past this into the jungle, and we find some people that are trying to get into a weird castle, or like a druid grove, more like something like that. But they aren't really allowed in, so they tell them that the goblins are following them, and it's a lot of goblins actually, so this will be a pretty big battle. He is very angry that the other guy won't open the gate, and here they are, so I guess good thing that they didn't open the gate, because otherwise the goblins would have come in, and there would be a lot more chaos. Apparently they still open or try to open the gate, but they don't really get in. And the guy that is apparently the only one that can open the gate is shot, and these people, instead of trying to go under, they try to lift the gate themselves. So yeah, not really a good choice if the other side wasn't really much of a survival chance either. We see a lot of guys at work, some hobgoblins, and we're being attacked here. But we have friends, so that it's not that bad, otherwise we would have never been able to do this. But now we have a chance. So our weak handsome boy doesn't like to be in combat too much himself, so we keep him as far away as possible. And our friend, we don't really mind too much, so she can go up a rock and hit the guy point blank with her cleric spell. We shoot some goblins, and we try to focus on the guys that we can get out of combat first, so that there's less damage coming from them. And we shove the other goblin down, so that we are not in danger ourselves. Kill some more goblins, and someone else finishes off the work, which is a shame. would have liked to do that. We get invited, well, not really invited in, but we may follow. And then the only thing that we really find that we can use from the whole game up to now are these gloves of power. Actually, we have used a crossbow before, but I don't think it's the best weapon for us. So we need like a sword or something like that we can proficiently. Then we learn about our first quest, but first we need to look at these people who are, well, very clearly fighting each other. Or they're angry, but our perception is so great that we can see that they are angry from the twitch in their eyes, not the stance that they're in. So we try to convince them not to fight. As you can see, we have +4 and we need to get an 11 at least, but we get a 4. So that's again way under. Our guy is not really lucky, but I guess we should train him to not need any luck. And he curses in a weird language, and then we ask them if we can help them, but apparently the druids try to warp out of this world, and we need to find them and then try to convince them to not warp out of this world, because we've saved them and we need their cave or something, I guess. So that's what we will do, and we learn about Kaga, who is another guard, so that will be interesting. We have done a shallow dive about them, but maybe if we learn a lot, we can do some deeper dives about that later.